welcome back to my channel. This is 5 reasons as to why your hair just won't grow. Reason number 1, detangling wrong. You know you're supposed to detangle your hair with a wide tooth comb. A lot of people use these tangle teasers and they're very fine kind of teeth brushes and they're very small, but I feel like they don't really detangle your hair. I think the best way to detangle your hair is either finger detangling with your fingers or either using a big wide tooth comb to detangle. Thick hair and thin hair is very different. If you have soft fine hair, it's very different to detangle soft fine hair than you would like detangle like afro hair, for instance. It's 2 different kind of methods. It's very important to use a wide tooth comb, and when you do use a wide tooth comb, you detangle the hair from the ends up. So you don't use like a paddle brush like this, you use a wide tooth comb. I'm going to show you what I use. You use a wide tooth comb like this or a bit wider. And when you're detangling your natural hair, you start from the ends like this and you work your way up. If someone's detangling your hair like this, that's completely wrong. This is not how hair is supposed to be detangled, and if you do detangle your hair like this, it will break. Once you put the comb through your hair and you hear something going, that means your hair is breaking. It's so important to understand that, because if you don't understand that, your hair will break, and that's why people's hair don't really grow, or that's why people with hair that's a lot thicker, they feel like, you know, my hair's not growing because of the texture. It's not because of the texture, it's because you're treating it wrong due to the texture that it is, if that makes sense. So remember, if you have thick hair, you detangle your hair from the ends up, and you make sure you don't hear anything going snap, 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 snap. If you hear that, you're doing something wrong. Ends and up, and you have to be very careful. If you want to retain length and you want your hair to stay long, you're going to detangle the right way. Reason number 2, letting the wrong person or the wrong people in your hair. Make sure you checked out the person that are putting their hands in your hair. Make sure you check out the stylist, or make sure you check out the salon. Like, ask them some questions, check reviews on the salon. Make sure the right people are doing your hair, because some people that are qualified don't really know how to do hair properly, you know, and you'll be very surprised. Or some people that are qualified don't really know how to detangle hair properly. So before you go to your hairstylist, just ask them some questions. Just say like, how do you detangle hair? Do you detangle it from the roots or do you detangle it from the ends? It's very important to ask, because once you've gone there and you've paid your money, you know, that's your hair going, that's your hair breaking, and it's very important to get your facts right if you want to retain length and you want to keep your hair very long. Reason number 3, you're not treating your hair and you're not steaming your hair. It's very important to treat your hair or steam your hair. Well, both. It's very important to use repair masks. It's very important to use hair treatments. It's just very important, and it's very important to steam your hair. The reason why it's important to steam your hair, it's like a facial steamer. It's like a facial facial. So you know when you go to like a beauty salon and you get a facial and it's penetrating your skin and it's really good for your pores, it's just like your hair. So when you get that good steam in your hair, you put all that good like hair mask in your hair and those good products, it basically opens the hair follicles and it allows those products to work in your scalp, and it allows like your scalp to breathe, and your scalp absorbs these products and your hair grows a lot quicker, a lot longer. So steaming your hair is very important, and treating your hair using a good treatment, doing it like once a week. I would recommend steaming your hair like once a month, but maybe like using a deep conditioner or a hair mask once a week. But make sure you're getting a monthly steam. This will really grow your hair and make you retain length. Reason number 4, using a shampoo with sulfates in it. It's very important to use a sulfate-free shampoo. Not a lot of people know about this, and not a lot of people use a shampoo that's sulfate-free, but it's so important because shampoos with sulfates in it are only really good for people that have very, very oily hair naturally. If your hair is not very oily naturally and it gets very dry easily and you always have to add oils and stuff, use a sulfate-free shampoo. If you're using a shampoo with sulfates in it, it's going to dry out your hair and your hair is going to break. After you've shampooed your hair and like you've towel dried it, and it comes to detangling your hair will break because it's so dry and brittle. Try and get a shampoo that is sulfate free. At the moment I'm using a sulfate free one by Olive Oil, but you can get so much different sulfate free shampoos. You know, they're all over the place now. You can get them online, you can get them on Amazon, or in your natural, in your like local hair shop. Just try it. Like the sulfate free shampoo will definitely help you retain length. And finally, tip number 5, you're not protecting your hair at night, and you're not using a heat protectant in your hair when you're straightening your hair. It's very important to protect your hair. And if you have like a cotton pillowcase, you know, the friction from the cotton pillowcase will rub on your hair and it will snap your hair and your hair will break. When I used to use a cotton pillowcase, I used to wake up in the morning and I used to find like strands of broken hair on my pillowcase. And if you do have a cotton pillowcase, I guarantee you this will happen to you. I've changed my pillowcase to a silk pillowcase. Silk is quite pricey. If you can't afford silk, get a satin pillowcase, because I think they do near enough the same job. It's just that the benefits are slightly different, because silk's better for skin and hair, and I think satin's just better for hair. But get a satin or silk pillowcase. If you can't get that, try and get a satin or silk bonnet. I've got a satin bonnet like that I put over my hair before I go to bed, but I don't know why. I think I sleep very rough and crazy, but the satin bonnet seems to fall off in the night time. So anyway, my silk pillowcase just saves me. So it's very important to protect your hair with whatever you put on it. Use a satin bonnet, a silk bonnet, or just have like a satin or silk pillowcase. It's very important and it will help you retain length. I was talking about heat protectants as well. It's very important to use a heat protectant when you're straightening your hair. I'm not saying use a heat protectant every day. You know, you don't have to use it when you're having like a twist out, or you know, you're having a wash and go. But just try and use a heat protectant every time you're adding a bit of heat to your hair. It's very important. It will help protect your hair from any like, you know, high heat and high heat temperatures. And it's just like our skin. As we look after our skin, we'll look after our hair. So when we're looking after our skin using the sunscreen factor, it's just like that. So try and use a heat protectant when you are adding heat to your hair. That's when you're blow drying or straightening. At the moment I'm using a Tresemme heat protectant, and I think that's one of the most popular ones, but there's so much heat protectants out there. So that concludes my 5 reasons as to why your hair isn't growing. I hope these 5 tips really helped you guys out, and I'll see you in my next video.